We're live.
Hey.
Who said? Oh, Dutch Doyle was the one who said we're late as usual. It's literally right now. It's 9:05. We're
On the
very
dot.
prompt. We're
On the
extremely
dot. Look at
punctual.
that. Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Nay said, "Let's get it." I never comment, but Miss Kate V on that ass. I watched the other one regarding Benny. Yeah. So, Bennykeyz. I don't know if everybody here, as people are rolling in, if you saw the last time that we talked about him, but he's like, I think he's gotten worse since then, which is like mind-boggling. Did you see the interaction that we had when he was on my panel?
I have not. And to be
Oh my
honest,
god.
I when you ever told me that you knew who Bennykeyz was, I was like, how did I miss this? Like, I thought like it's so weird how our worlds have once again intertwined, but I would love to see it. Do you have it? I mean, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I can pull it up. Oh, there's a
Oh,
kid
Vlad and
behind me.
Paula. Hi, Vlad and Paula. I like Vlad.
I like Vlad too. No, yeah. So I mean, I'll just play the part. I'm gonna skip to the part where he and I are going back and forth a little bit. I might have kids that are just, you know, running behind me now and then. It's 9:00, so it's early for them. Here we go. I mean, as I recall, he pretty much rage quit the panel, is what happened.
Oh, did he?
That's what I mean. Yeah, the guy's just really. I haven't met anyone.
He must not have been able to manipulate the situation, and that's probably why he ran.
Yeah, and his brand of egotism is like really unique, in my opinion. It's just really,
Yeah. He's unique, all right.
yeah, yeah. And you know, ever since he came on the panel this one time, he has been trolling me consistently. It's weird too. Like he's one of those creepy obsessive fucks. So I'll be like in somebody else's stream, not even on the stream sometimes, like in the comments, and there's Benny. And Benny actually, I suspect, and this is just, I wouldn't call it speculation. That probably wouldn't be an accurate term. I would say that it's more an educated guess that he has made a fake AV Watchman account, just
Really?
with the intention to troll people, myself included, to try to start problems. Because what will happen is I will be trolled by AV Watchman, and then either shortly before this AV Watchman profile shows up or shortly after, there's Benny. So yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
what a
right?
coincidence.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
he did
fucking
that in
ghosting
Molly Go
place.
Lightly the other night. He pretended to be somebody. He pretended to be Doug Hutton, and obviously it wasn't him. Was it Doug or was it Doug? It was either Doug or I don't know. He pretended to be one of them, and A Balance came in, and A Balance was like, "Oh no, this is his shtick. He pretends to be someone else to stir drama amongst creators, and this is what he does." So
Right.
I was
Yeah,
like,
and
"Oh,
eliminate the competition in some way, because if people are focused on somebody else, they're less focused
right."
on his meth head shenanigans.
Oh no, he pretended to be an American Cartel LLC. That's who he was pretending to be. An American cartel. That guy. Yeah, just
Okay.
stirring trouble. Just stirring up some trouble with his evil laugh.
All right. So here's where
Can't really
Benny
say
comes
much
in.
about what another man says. All I can say is
Do
that
you
my
think that's going to
involvement is.
reflect well? Do you?
I'm sorry.
Do you, Benny?
I'm sorry.
Do you think that's going to reflect well?
At this point, the reflection on the YouTubers, I think, is probably what is bringing this case to this treacherous spot. That's my
Do you
opinion.
think that the authorities give a fuck about what you do on YouTube? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
They don't.
I think, in a sense, I think you're right. I think that it's healthy to have a naiveness about yourself online, but I think you also have to be aware of the consequences of certain actions. I did send some texts, and I want to talk about the boys if you guys want, but I did send some texts to someone that was threatening me all night long. Like, this is my first month doing this, guys, and so I haven't been as graceful, I guess, as I want to have wished I would have been. And so I just I hope everyone allows me the opportunity to kind of straighten up what I got going on, and just look at me as me, and look at the movement as a movement. And that's all, guys. I mean, I wasn't graceful when I came in because I didn't know the nuances of YouTube. I was always just a viewer.
Okay.
That's all.
You seem to be, just as involved in this case at this point
I'm sorry?
As Doug is, right? What are your qualifications? I'm just curious.
I am an online pedophile hunter.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Okay. All right. Yep. So we're gonna cut those qualification. Sure.
Well, I mean, I'm a dad, and I'm an advocate for children online. If I would just encourage you to see how I do these guys, and maybe you wished you hadn't laughed like that, because it's not a laughing joke. When
okay, how many convictions do you have with your online pedophiles?
One in three
tell
women.
you right now that my experience, and I obviously, you don't know a lot about my channel. I wouldn't expect my.
I don't. I think your channel looks dope.
I talk to law enforcement a lot. I can tell you that unilaterally, one of the biggest complaints of the sex crime divisions that I speak to about the online pedophile hunters is that you actually impede the ability for these guys.
That's in your locale, man. I can get that in your jurisdiction. That may be so, but here in Dallas, Texas, we have a huge problem, and I have an outlet that works with the courts, and
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to.
You network with pedophiles?
What?
Do what?
I said, did I just understand that right? You network with pedophiles?
I hunt them.
No, he's one of those pedophile hunters. What I'm going to do?
What are you hunting them for? What are you looking to do for them?
I actually just want to interject here, right? Because this is what a prolific liar Benny is. So Benny has already started to tell us that he's a pedophile hunter, that he works with the authorities. Who's calling me? Not answering that right now. Sorry, guys. So that he works with the authorities, that, the police are aware of him. They think he does a great job. So what we went ahead and we did, and we said in this video we were going to do, is we actually called the police down in the Dallas area. They had no fucking clue who he was. Not whatsoever.
No way.
Right.
No way.
So the only thing that I could get out of the Dallas courts as far as any knowledge of who he is that they were aware of some cases that he himself had. Yeah, assault, battery, and I believe a theft case as well. So they were aware of him as a defendant and an alleged perpetrator, but they were not aware of him as some sort of superhero vigilante pedo poacher.
I'm sure he had a great excuse as to why, though. Like,
he was
probably like, of course they're going to tell you that. He has an excuse for everything, so I'm sure whatever it is a good one. But damn well if you call it yourself, then, who is he?
Yeah, actually, myself and actually one of our subscribers had emailed me, so I called, and then one of our subscribers independently had called, and we both got the same answer, which is that they had no fucking clue who this guy is. None whatsoever. Right?
Lovely.
So, I mean, this is just like a taste of what a fucking liar this guy is.
I didn't even know that was on his resume. The whole pedo thing. I had no idea.
It's a qualification. He can go and interject himself into open criminal cases, high profile open criminal cases.
He can.
Yeah.
But the second that me or Molly Golightly or A Balance or anybody else has anything to say about anything, then we need to stop. But he can do it. Okay.
Well, I mean, are you an online predator poacher that nobody knows about?
I don't know. Maybe I have an extensive resume too.
You're not qualified. You're not qualified.
If I say I am, then I am. Okay.
Right.
Feel about the online pedophile poachers.
No. Yeah, you speak about it for your area, but I work with a group here in Dallas.
I'm going to call Dallas. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go outside of my area because I've actually spoken to people outside of Massachusetts, obviously. But I'm going to call Dallas, and I'm going to have a conversation with them about that. How they feel that the online pedophile poachers is usually what they're called, or hunters, are impacting their cases around there. We'll record it, and whatever comes from it comes. Either you'll be right or I'll be right.
Oh, it's not about being right or wrong. I've just found a niche, and I fit in this niche. And I've been able to do what I do with no consequence. So as soon as it becomes a problem for someone else other than a YouTuber, then I'll address it. But I just do what I do, guys.
Let me ask Benny a question here. Benny, what happened to that guy that you were chasing that got into the car wreck at that intersection? From the 7-Eleven there.
Yeah,
you have the video.
Nothing. I don't know.
What happened with that?
Nothing goes online unless it's been cleared. So
this is Desert Sentinel. You've seen me in your chat.
I don't know who you are, sir.
Yeah, well, Doug.
Right.
Kate, your microphone's off. I love Desert Sentinel, by the way. I just love him.
I do too. He's fantastic. He really is.
Yeah.
And he's straight to the point. Yeah, we had a good group on here. We had AB. We had Criminality. Her
Yeah.
great too. Desert, yeah. But he just told another lie. He's saying, well, nothing goes online until the police clear it, and that is a bald-faced lie, right? Bald-faced lie, because they don't even know who he is. So they're not clearing anything. And there's no way that they're going to expend resources to watch this dumb fuck meth head's videos and go, yep, that's okay. Like,
yeah,
you can
I'm sure
that. Good job.
I'm sure they do have informants, because he's openly admitted that he's an informant. But like, do informants like walk around saying they're informants? Like, is that a thing? I'm dead serious. Like, I don't even know, because I don't
think it would be. I mean, I've heard of it happening before. I don't think the outcome.
I've always heard whispers in the street. I've heard whispers in the street, like so and so's an informant, but like to openly tell your audience that like you're one, that's kind of weird to me. I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's not a smart thing to do.
No, it's not. It kind of like, how are you gonna get any street cred in the future if you're running around telling everybody that? Do you know what I mean? Like that makes it even more unbelievable. You know,
it doesn't make you a good informant. It either makes you a useless informant or a dead one.
Informer.
Yeah.
Does you can ask Doug. I thought maybe you and Doug had already had a conversation about me.
Why would we have a conversation about you, sir?
Well, Doug knows me, but that's okay.
I don't.
Anyway, I'm just asking a question.
Sir,
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. Who? You have three videos. You have three videos up of pedophile hunting, and you made claims that you have a whole bunch of other videos of these pedophile hunting.
I can't
appropriate in time.
Benny.
Ma'am.
What happened? What really happened after that accident? Something happened.
Do you have any questions to me, ma'am?
Okay, Benny. Well,
so Benny, what we're trying to get at is what. So with your pedophile hunting online, what's your conviction rate?
There's a lot of cases active, and so until all the active cases are concluded, it would be
right now,
an
just
up and
give
down
us a
fluctuation.
running total as of right now. It doesn't have to be the final one, but just as we're talking.
This is where he pretends that his mic,
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Benny.
I'm sorry, I had got a phone call. There's a majority of the cases are still active. I've done 44. And
right.
You muted yourself again, Benny. Muted again, Benny. We're just trying to get a running total.
You muted yourself, Benny. You muted yourself.
Benny.
You said 44 active.
We can see the perspiration, so we know that much, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Benny, we can't hear you.
Betty, we can't hear you. This is outrageous. This is gonna I'm sorry. AB, can we work on this together from here on out? I would love to combine forces because this is just, he just knocked down too. Okay. This is like, you ask these guys.
I mean, it's not like, I hate to ruin your show, but you kind of had to present it in a chaotic sort of way like this, because I think you get a sense with the type of controversy that.
So, I mean, that's probably a good example and a good stopping point for, the last interaction that we had with Benny on the show. Like, literally, you ask him a direct question, and he's like, oh, all of a sudden you can't hear me, and then I'm going to leave.
Yeah. I noticed one thing I noticed about, men who manipulate, they're always, anytime a man tries to, address them, they, push them out of the way. Oh, excuse me, ma'am, did you have any more questions? I'd rather talk to you because I'm good at manipulating women, men not so much,
Right.
And he does that, he totally, and he asked him Desert asked him in a nice way. He was like, oh yeah, what, losing service, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bad connection.
Right.
Had a phone call.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So, back when we last left with me, he was insinuating himself into a case out of California, Orrin and Orison West, who were two missing boys. I still actually don't believe they've been found, which is just really too bad. But he and Doug latched on to the story. They made such a mess of the case that they actually put out a statement, the police did, naming them by name and saying, please stop fucking with our case. There was a newspaper article afterwards where they were again named because they were just going around blaming innocent people for all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories. So, what Benny is calling, you know, investigation is really just driving around with wild speculation. And we're seeing that again. Now he's attached himself to a case in his state of Texas. There was a little boy by the first name of Cash that was murdered right outside of his home. It's actually a really, really sad story. You know, his biological mother, I think, is a trucker. So
Yeah,
she did,
she
you know,
is.
himself and his twin brother were left with the
Carter,
ex-girlfriend. Yeah, the ex-girlfriend of his father, who has sort of a dicey past. So there's a lot of speculation around her. And essentially, the little boy was taken out of his bed by an individual. They caught it on camera, so they know who took him. And you know, taken down the
Darian
street.
Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Darian
got him on DNA now and stuff like that. So a lot of the speculation, for the most part, a lot of the speculation has stopped. But you know, the way he surrounded himself with her, he went from how long have him and Doug been like buddies? By the way, a while. Like, was this was the tipping point for those two to kind of break up, if you will? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. No, they, I can hold on. Let me tell you when this video was put up.
because I'm new to this whole like, you know, Benny thing, and like, you know, it's just weird. It's very weird to me that he would want to throw away everything he's been doing to just be a victim advocate. Like, victim advocates,
because
for the
he
most part.
He wasn't. If you go through his channel, he wasn't doing a lot of these pedo hunts, and what he was doing,
He was looking
it
for
didn't have-
something.
he didn't have a lot of traction. So Benny, quite obviously, is someone who aspires to find YouTube fame. I would assume that with his criminal record and some of his personal problems, that gainful employment is probably not that easy for him.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you go around stealing from people and possessing meth all the time, you know, a decent job or a career would be disinclined to hire you, especially, you know, and we'll talk a little bit about his past as we go on. I know it's been hashed out a lot. That, to me, and AZ had kind of, we talked about this before and agreed, like, that's not the most important part. You can have a really sordid past and move on from it and not be a piece of shit, but Benny cannot do that.
Right, right. Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's not so much your past. Like, he says, oh, everyone wants to bring up Monica's past. No, when your present is messed up, there's a problem. That opens the door for people to say things. I'm sorry, it does. Like, yeah, Benny has a past, but his present is still messed up. And what he said to you the other night really set me off, because guess what? He's a victim advocate, right? Well, you're a victim, and he treated you like you were a villain. And I don't know any victim advocates that do that, okay? I don't. Well,
I think it's interesting too that, you know, obviously there's been some like personal stuff that's come out, which I don't know how I feel about that, guys. Honestly, I know that his daughter's mother, his ex, has come out and made some allegations against him. I'm always tentative to listen to ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, friends, because if it's personal, you just don't know the bad blood that's there. You don't know necessarily the motivations. But one thing that he himself openly admitted is that his daughter is in the care of her maternal grandfather. Okay, so when he asks me about where my kids are, they're here right now. You've already seen one of them.
Yeah,
right? I mean, like, right.
Mine's here.
Like, I know where they are, Benny, and now, you know, you admitted where yours are. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, from your glass house, like, you shouldn't throw stones. And what I can honestly say is, you know, I'm not out here scamming people on YouTube with some of your really, really interesting ploys here. So, yeah, obviously he's attached himself to this case.
I'm pretty sure that you could buy some Little Caesars pizzas.
I can. I'm going to play that video too.
Please
Holy
do.
fucking shit.
Please
This guy's, you know, throwing up red flags left and right. So, just to put this in context, though, while we